Shouts of future in the past. Shouts of future in the past. Crystal, crystal, breaking fast. Shouts of future in the past. Shouts of future in the past. Fragments, fragments fading fast. Shouts of future, shouts of future. In the past, shouts of future in the past.
How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head?
Hallöchen everybody. By the way, I have seen there's a little configuration error here on YouTube regarding the resolution. Just keep in mind it could be a little bit skewed, so we need to restart the stream maybe. But we will try to start with or go on with this one. And if you have issues with the stream, then we will just restart it quickly. So we are aware of it, but yeah, stay tuned. We will start in around about 60 seconds from now. Enjoy the music so far.
How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head? How do I get you out of my head?
Tell me right now. I feel it coming. Put your hand on my pulse. You know we got it, yeah. Are you gonna let it go? In your eyes I can see it's forever, but my heart is still beating the dove.
All right, everybody. Hallöchen, it's me again, Rafi, your Aerosoft content and community manager. You all know me well. Today only with the voice, though that means for you, you have full attention on the aircraft itself. And I'm not alone today. With me together, I have two very talented, maybe beautiful people. It depends what do you think on them. Let me introduce to Torsten from ToLiss. You all know him. He's one of the main developer behind the systems, or as I called him, the head developer. And Stefan, an certified and rated, whatever you call it, real life A340-600 captain. That's what we have today. They will introduce them by themselves in a few seconds, but let me know, do you have with the stream a good quality, or is it good or bad? Because otherwise we will just restart the stream with another resolution. So give me a quick feedback. Is the stream good enough for you in terms of quality, or is it basically not good? Okay, I see not issues, good quality, good quality. Yeah, good quality. It's perfect, Rafi, all good, all good. Okay, so that's what I wanted to hear. Okay, let's come to my guests, or basically my two friends on this flight today. So I will be flying the aircraft today, so I'm pilot flying. And we have, like, back in the old days, we are used to it, a little bit, a kind of, let's say, board technical guy behind as an engineer. And that's Torsten today. Hello, Torsten. How are you?
Hi, Rafi. Hi, I'm fine, thanks. And I'm glad to be here today and accompany you on this first live demonstration of the aircraft that, Aerosoft and us at ToLiss, we've been working on for probably over 2 years by now. As you mentioned, I'm the guy behind the systems, but in this case, not just behind the systems, but also behind the flight model of the aircraft, because this is a custom flight model. We wanted to get some of the nice stuff that we've experienced in X-Plane over to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the way forward we saw for that is to actually develop our own model in cooperation with a local university here in Montreal. And so this will be the first time we really release or show it to a great public on how all of this is coming together.
Okay, so this sounds very interesting. As you heard from Torsten, a lot of stuff is in it. I'm just tuning up on my voice, so don't worry about that. And we have another important guy in the cockpit today with us, because me as pilot flying, I need another, let's say, co-pilot. Even he's in real life and captain. So say hello to Stefan.
Hello, Rafi, hello, Torsten, and hello to the Flight Sim community. I'm very excited to be part of it today and to bring the A340-600 to life.
That's good. So just to keep you along, Stefan was also, beside of many other real-life pilots, also part of the beta team. So he knows the aircraft very well from, let's say, first minute on, even back in ToLiss days. I guess he was also involved there. So there's a long relationship between Stefan and Torsten, which is good. And so looking forward to the flight today. Just a little disclaimer for everyone before we start, because what to expect from this stream today is, and I need your help, because there will be people later on coming into the stream after we start the stream now. And so I need your guys' help in the chat. So listen now carefully. Today, we are focusing on the flight from Frankfurt to Hong Kong with a twist, as in the title we announced. And that's the main focus. We would like to show you the aircraft today, what's capable of, what the aircraft can do, etc., etc. You can ask questions. We will try to get them, as many as possible. But regarding the questions, there is the disclaimer I want to say. There will be no release date announced today. There will be no price announced today. So if you see later on people asking for this, just help me, because I cannot monitor the aircraft, the plane flying, and the chat as well. So I need your help just to be fair and grateful to everyone. That's my main important thing. So this is not going to be today, but what I can tell you, I mean, when is the most asked question? We have a riddle going on, so we will have today a hint for the riddle. So listen carefully through the stream. It's going to be later on. And one thing to mention is here, it's going to be not too long or not too far away until the release. So that's what I wanted just to say you. Okay, so that's enough for, let's say, making a little bit cleanup here, what to expect today from the stream. And we start into the sim. So we're basically in Frankfurt position Foxtrot 238. And what you can see here is basically the A340-600 as it is in the current or most current state we have. Basically, yeah, as you can see, in this case, stairs, are from GSX, so it's full compatible with the GSX integration. So you can, yeah, what do you expect from GSX? Loading, unloading, bringing passengers in, bringing passengers out. And also let's do the pushback later on. All this is working, of course. But yeah, that's GSX. It works. We are focusing today on the aircraft. So we switch into the aircraft itself. And when you enter as a pilot, usually you come here through the door up to the stairs, which is one left. And then you can see, in this case, yeah, we have at Aerosoft chartered on Lufthansa aircraft, repainted in our paint, as you can see. And you see the Lufthansa cabin for this. We will go maybe later on through the cabin just to showcase you how the cabin looks like. But I like it very much. It's very, very nice. But yeah, as pilots and as a crew, what we are today, we go into the flight deck, which is here. By the way, I will bring up the sounds a little bit so you can hear a little bit more. I mean, the aircraft is now dead, of course, that we have no sounds, but we can close here the door behind us. Hang on. And take a seat at the captain's seat. Okay, Stefan, you're the expert. So I would suggest I start just powering up the aircraft, and you start yelling at me if I do something wrong, right?
Okay.
Good, that sounds good. That's what I wanted to hear. I can do whatever I want. Okay, so basically as, let's say, normal Airbus operation, you start up the batteries. We're all used to it. So yeah, it's coming along. We have no external power, so we bring that here with the two buttons. By the way, this is the EFB. We will show you a little bit of it. We don't go deep dive into it. We will have an experienced tutorial video where we showcase everything within the next days online. But yeah, you can see for the meantime, yeah, what's happening here. Basically, you can control it as you are used from other aircrafts. Maybe two things to mention here. There are two rows. Maybe Torsten, you will tell us what the two rows means in 2-3 sentences, because I know there's an idea behind that.
Yeah, so the top row is basically functions that you would find in a real-life EFB. So it's everything: charts, your flight plan, performance calculations, etc. Whereas the bottom row is everything related to simulation control. So those are things that a real EFB can't do. I mean, you cannot ask your EFB to give you external power, or you cannot load a situation through it. So this is why we split it like this, to really know, like, if everything you do on the top row is stuff you could do in the real aircraft too. Everything you do at the bottom is specific to a simulation environment.
Okay, so first, let's say, row, as you said, we will use later on, and the other one is for preparation, etc. Okay, so we will set up here the aircraft, which is basically all you know. And I shut up myself a little bit so you can hear the sounds like the aircraft is spooling up, starting up. So all the systems come alive. And you see, by the way, here the latest cockpit textures, which are made by the famous creator or designer, whatever you call him, Atarium. You all know him probably from flightsim.to. So he's a very talented guy. He does a lot of liveries, and he's the, let's say, mastermind behind the cockpit textures. We will show them maybe a little bit later, a little bit more in detail, but you see different texture colors because, as we know from the real aircraft, there are like different panels from different ages, so that's the reason why they have different colors. Where you can see it here in the flat and integrity lights panel is a little bit other, let's say, more greenish color than the rest. You see dirt layers, etc. So all the nice details. And I want to highlight also as well a very talented group who are responsible for the paints itself. So we will have a big package coming with planes from the outside, which of course includes all the operators we are used to it, which is Lufthansa, Iberia, European Cargo, I don't know, there are many more. And this is the guy who's called, or is a group, better to say, the group who is behind is JS Works or Jodin Works. So also a very talented painter. You find him also on flightsim.to, and he did a amazing job because I like all the textures he does. So they are looking all beautiful, let's say this way. And of course, we will deliver this with a paint kit so everyone can then, do his own favorite painting on it. So we're looking forward to what the community does. But the package comes with, I don't know, how many deliveries are already included? I guess 10 or more, Stefan and Torsten?
Yes, I think, yeah, it's quite a good recap of all the major airlines operating this A340-600, or even did that in the past.
Okay, so a lot of things in it. Okay, good. So the aircraft is started up. So we just double check if the SimBrief OFP is here. No. So we download the SimBrief OFP basically with, I mean, it couldn't be easier than just pushing one button, right? So if you have a SimBrief ID in it and enter it, then it comes in. It takes a little bit, that's normal. And then you have it here in the EFB. Maybe one thing to mention here is the ARAC update feature, because I was a little bit surprised, because I was a little bit thinking, okay, maybe we need to update the Navigraph database for the stream because it's after the 19th of February. But Torsten told me you don't need to do anything because there's happening all the magic in the background. Take us along, Torsten.
So basically, you can log into your Navigraph account via the EFB on the top left corner, and then as soon as you are logged into the system, every time you start the aircraft, we'll check if there's a new FMS database. If there is one, it will download the new FMS, the new database, but it won't activate it automatically because if you have a flight plan active, etc., a change of database would delete the flight plan. So what would happen in that case is you would just see it appear in the second nav database, and then you can change if you're not yet that far in your flight preparation if you want to. But as soon as you reload the aircraft the next time, then it's automatically going to use the latest database, and you'll always have the previous one available as your second database. If you do not have a Navigraph subscription, it comes with one Navigraph cycle pre-installed, which is, I think, the June 24 cycle, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so basically everything happens automatically.
Yeah, and you see, Rafi already did that. The init request is the same in real life. We do this also in real life by a data link. You get the flight plane loaded into the FMS, and co-pilots go crazy when the data link is not working and they have to type it the whole route to Hong Kong. So they really get berserk, but it works normally like it is right now.
Okay. So we have the flight plan here, which is basically then you go through and check if all the waypoints are in. We just assume that it's fine today. So we check here what is planned in our OFP, which is basically, I mean, you can scroll here through that if you want to go with the buttons here we have. Where's the route? There you go. So it's planned with 25 center. We go, but out of runway 18. So we go on departure, 18. And it's going to be, I guess, what is the usual way? City 8, correction, 5 Lima probably, Stefan, for a heavy aircraft, right?
No, yes, normally, yeah. 8 Sierra is the short one, but you really have to be aware of the constraints you have to consider. And sometimes the prediction in the real aircraft is sometimes higher than it's really in real life. So sometimes up to 1,000 feet. So even if you have a magenta asterisk where the FMS tells you that you make the constraint, then it can be really close. So we choose the Lima departure, which is a little bit longer and you have more time to climb.
Okay. Hang on, I need to change that. Erase. I'm asking a little bit around. So planned is 25 in Hong Kong. I mean, as we said, with a twist, so we don't expect to whole fly to Hong Kong. I guess that would be a little bit boring to you guys. So you can expect a little bit more action than that. But yeah, we will come to that on a later point. So I don't care about much the destination. I mean, the destination is anyway far away. So we don't care about that too much, okay? All right, so
did you load?
Sorry, yeah.
Rafi, did you load the wind, the actual wind? Because I think this is the reason why you get this low.
That's what I'm going to do now. Is we go on the init page and then wind, and of course you have wind request. I mean, it's a long-haul aircraft, so you need this to have this feature with the winds loaded. You see now the AFB.
Looks better.
looks better. And if you go here on whatever point on the route and go here on the data, then you see, yeah, the wind wherever it is, depending on the waypoint, of course. But you see the actual wind, so that's nice to have basically in it included. And if we go here on the init B page, just to double check if everything is fine, this looks good to me according to that what we have planned here. But we'll do a quick double check. Block fuel 105.9, which is good, and zero fuel weight is 220 tons, which is also nice with 0.1. And the zero fuel weight CG, we can see here it's 25.1. This is also fine. All the rest, taxi, etc. You can do that, and you do usually do that to align it according to the IFB. But we will leave it out today because that's obviously working everything as expected. Okay, so flight plan is good. RadNav. What we could do is, if we want to add charts here from Frankfurt. Hang on, is it loading? Yeah. Navigraph. So if you go here and we're looking for the airport, which is Frankfurt. Enter and sit, and it was Cindy. What was it? 5 Lima, I guess, right?
Yes.
Did I miss it? I don't know. 8 Sierra.
5 Lima. 5 Lima. There you go.
Is. So it's loading here, and yeah, basically it's now of departure. I mean, we could add Frankfurt Main. Is it something you would do basically as a backup?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Fox Mike.
Yeah.
If you're on the left one, you can put it into the left or the right, just to have an idea how far you're away from the airport. So if you go to the proc page, you also do the airport, Echo Delta Delta Fox, and then 25 center for the return. So in the airline business, you are always preparing the baddest situation you can get. And this is also when you prepare the secondary flight plan. The secondary flight plan is normally that you copy active this actual flight plan, and then you go onto the line select key, to left, to put the new destination in. That would be Frankfurt, just to be prepared for a quick return. You have, yes, no, you have to do the line select key.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Yeah, sorry, that was my fault. Okay, here and then.
Yeah, and then you see new destination Echo Delta Delta Fox, and then you put in the ILS for runway 25 center. So the thing is, if you have a fire, whatever, so this gives you capacity during your flight, because you don't need to prepare these things in the FMS, because it takes time. It's really time consuming, and everything you can prepare before. And it's just great that every page is really working in this simulation. This is amazing. It's absolutely the same than in real life, so you can really use it.
Okay, right. So back on our normal flight plan, which is here, of course. Then we see. By the way, it was a nice feature. If you are on secondary flight plan, for example, and click on it, then you see also here it's drawn on the ND as expected. So you see what you planned there, and then you know, okay, it's good or not good enough, basically, right?
Yes.
Good.
If you go further, but we don't need to do it now, but you can put into the secondary flight plan the performance data for the landing, the QNH, the temperature, the wind, the minimum for the ILS, everything you would have inserted for preparation of the approach. You can do this already on ground, and then you're really well prepared for the flight.
Okay. So Meta Frankfurt, just to double check what we have here. 190 with 4 knots. Okay, that's good enough to me. Outside temperature was 10 degrees. Yes, QNH 1020. Anti-ice. Is this an anti-ice scenario? Maybe yes, no?
I would say yes. I would say yes.
So engine and wing, right?
No, just engine.
Just engine, okay.
Yeah.
Takeoff weight 326. We just double check this again. So takeoff weight is 325. Okay, we will taxi with 1.2 tons. So this is also nice, or fits to me. CG 28.7, so we can check that. CG, not the zero fuel weight, the gross weight CG 28.6 is also okay. First level flex blur, config auto, air conditioning. Do you set the air conditioning off on the A340-600?
Normally, yes. With this weight, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
If you have a really short flight, like Lufthansa does sometimes these short ones from Riyadh to Dammam, only 40 minutes of flight, then the performance is okay for that. You do it with packs on, but normally packs off.
Okay, good. So let me enter this. So 159, 177, 182, 159, 177, 182. Traditional altitude 5,000. I mean, thrust reduction, this is relevant for noise abatement, departure, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
1 up 2.5. We short this a little bit, so then we see that the aircraft does what we want to have. It's basically flying, right? That's what we're waiting. Flex 71. And is it a version of the MCDU if you have to put the F before or not? Or what is the reason why we have to put it in here today, Torsten, the F before the flex temperature?
Well, on all the bigger Airbuses, so A330 and up, you have to put the F because they would also have a D-rated climb option, which you would then do with a D. So it's a distinguish between the two different options.
It's not the D-rated climb option; it's a D-rated takeoff. In this case,
sorry, D-rated,
the time is a different thing. Yeah,
D-rated thrust in general. Yeah,
that's correct.
Just a little note for the takeoff, because you could see that from the EFB he had to transfer the data manually. You can also do a request through the MCDU itself on the perf page, and then you can have it uploaded automatically. So there it says uplink takeoff data. So if you go through that function, you can actually get the data into the system and then insert them into the MCDU automatically.
Perfect.
That saves a bit of work.
Good. Okay. Initial climb is 5,000, as I remember correctly. It's most of the time, or 4,000. One of these two is most of the time the case. Five Lima, there it is. 4,000. Okay, good. Then we got 4,000. We set up here everything what we need. And if you are happy, and I did not do anything wrong, cockpit preparation, is this the way now where we go with the cockpit preparation checklist, or where is this a good point?
No. You have to complete the cockpit preparation, so go up to the overhead panel, please.
Okay.
And do some things, because you see the columns, left, middle, right. So you start from the left below and check if everything's on, the crew supply for the oxygen is on, so go to the middle one. The strobes, you have to switch on to auto, and the nav and logo to 1. Strobe is because auto means if you go airborne and forget to switch it on, the strobe is automatically on. The seat belts we have fueled already.
Yeah.
Did we? Is refueling finished?
Yeah, I guess it's finished. Yeah. And we can double check
then
that.
then you can switch the seat belts on. So this is our trigger for the fuel, and then you go more up, and normally you make a system test of the engine fire push buttons in the cockpit preparation, and then you're already done on the overhead panel. Perfect, it's working. So now the center panel, you click on the gravity extension just to see if the ones are guarded below. There is, it's perfect. And then you go on the center pedestal, and you see that you have the weather radar is off, and you have the door, and everything is fixed there. You have the transponder is on standby. Yeah, so this is the cockpit preparation. And normally in real life you brief then your departure with the co-pilot or with the rest of the crew members, and when everything in briefing and everything is finished, you call for the cockpit preparation checklist.
Okay, so cockpit preparation checklist.
Cockpit preparation, gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
We have 105.9 tons, balanced, checked.
Perfect. Seat belts.
On.
80 IRS.
All 3 on nav.
That's correct. Normally you can double check this on the MCDU on the data page and position monitor. Then you can see if it's aligned properly. You see down there nav on all 0.0. This is perfect. And the last one, Baro ref.
1020, 1020, 1020, 3 times set.
Yes. GNH 1020 cockpit preparation checklist complete.
Perfect. Okie dokie. From there on, let me ask GSX for pushback, shouldn't we? And close the doors, of course.
And did you start the APU?
Of course, we can even remove the ground power if you want to do so.
Perfect. Yeah.
All those are closed. So we can tell GSX to prepare for pushback and departure. That's a strange noise. GSX does. Someone hammering here. I don't know. Quick. It was the stairs. Alright, okay.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Alright, so we're waiting once we are good for pushback. Do we prepare something now or just basically beacon on and
Yeah,
all the...
you get the clearance either via data link or you request it with delivery, and when you all set you set the transponder which you give, and then you can put it on auto, and after that you request for startup, and when you get the startup clearance you switch the beacon on.
Okay, so we have the startup clearance. So before start checklist.
Before start, parking brake,
Looking here.
Still set.
takeoff speeds and thrust.
159, 177, 182, and thrust. I don't know what to say, but I guess it's set.
Yeah, flex 71.
Okay, flex 71.
These items, and then I repeated 159, 177, 182, flex 71. The reason for that is that we cross-check it with a PFD. You see on the left side, on the speed band, you see the numbers, and there you see the V2 and the V1. And this is important to check, because if the flight directors are off, you really get in trouble when you set to takeoff thrust. Okay? Okay, windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed and beacon.
On.
Before start check is complete.
Good. Releasing the parking brake. And off
Commencing push.
we go.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Right, so we start the engines.
And it's clear.
Number 1.
And after 10% of N3, you start the engine 2.
Yeah. So basically now.
That's correct.
Then you
The
wait.
only difference is,
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
sorry, the only difference is when you're on a high elevation airport, like Mexico City or Bogota or whatever. Then, in exceptional cases, you do it one by one, just to not over press the beat system.
Okay. But you wait until 1 and 2 are on, and then you go on with 3 and 4, right?
That's correct. So you wait for the available light on the engine ECAM page, and when you have the available in green on both engines 1 and 2, then you start with 3 and 4.
Okay, right. So just going back to the chat, once the engines are running up, the thing 787, no worries, it's not gonna be 14 hours of streaming. No one will be available so long. So as we said in the announcement, it's with a twist. So there will be something happening later on during the flight. Okay, both available. So we go on with 3 and 4, right?
Engine 3 start, correct? So engine 3, and then wait for 10%.
So that's where we're looking at, is this one in the gray box.
That's correct.
10%, engine 4.
Yes, and the gray boxes are the indication of the FADEC, the fully authority digital engine control, which controls everything on these engines. Once this gray box is there, everything looks fine, and we can start the engines.
Alright, so we stay this time inside the
Set parking brakes.
cabin here. No, cockpit, sorry.
Unlocking gear.
Will be there an autosave feature? We have a little bit time. Yes, there is. Basically, where is it? There you go. On the low left, you can see now autosaving. It's on interval every 5 minutes, and basically the autosave feature in terms of loading the autosave, beautiful. It's very beautiful. I don't know if you have seen maybe our situations video. I know, Stefan, maybe I drive you crazy because I'm not watching here, which is important if we have a hot start, I know. But yeah, I'm pretty confident we will survive today, right?
Yeah, but you're not really wrong, because due to the FADEC controlling everything, even if you have a hot start, the FADEC is doing everything by itself. And if they make a rundown, they make a dry crank, and they shut down the engine if necessary, and then it tells you via the ECAM to switch off the master. So you don't need to really, as in former days, really watch every parameter on the engine start.
Yeah, that's the case. And back to the autosave, it's working really flawlessly. If you, for example, watched our last video where we had the showcase, what we showed in Paderborn FS conference, we did a video. Basically, we switched in the video through autosave, different scenarios, but it's basically the same system behind like autosave. That means we just loaded one situation, and we were like swapped into the air in a specific configuration. And this was in Quito, and then we swapped to another situation. It was in Frankfurt, and was loading like boom, without any problems, without any issues. So the autosave is usually not needed, because as I never heard from any testers, myself included, that there are any crashes happening. But yeah, you never know. So in the case of it's something wrong with the aircraft or with the simulator, or you have a power loss of whatever, your house, then you have the option to reload it, and it's working really nicely. So that's nice to have. I mean, it's a function you would call it nice to have, but better not to need to have, right? So, but if, you can use it without any problems. Okay. So let's go on.
And it's not just autosave, right? You can also do any situations you want. If you say you want to do a landing practice, you can save a situation on purpose at that point in time, and then come back to it like as often as you want to do that particular practice, right? So
exactly.
it's
So
much more than just recovering you from a crash.
Yeah. Okay, so if I put now here a name, I don't know, after pushback, for example, blah, 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 right? I don't do it now, but you could do that now. And I click save situation, I have a new situation created, right? Is this correct?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Good. So this is working. And then if you, I don't know, if you want to practice after start items, you can do that, or whatever you would like to do, right? Okay, good. So I need to double check, because I never checked here what flap settings we have. It's flaps 1 plus F. Okay. Is this a scenario you would do for flaps 1, or would you go even flaps 2 or 3, Stefan?
You can do it with the A340-600 flaps 1 plus F. The A330 and the A340-300 they have some issues with tail strike and other issues, so they make flaps 2 or 3, but with the 600 you can do 1 plus F.
Okay, well, let's hope we survive this.
Yeah,
Right.
and the first thing you do, Rafi, is switch the engine start selector, or you did it already.
Of course.
And this is the trigger for the after start flow. So once you put it on norm, the pilot flying, you in this case switch on the APU, switch on the NTIs, and the pilot monitoring. This is me, but I cannot switch. You have to do both things. Arm the spoiler, set the flaps to 1 plus F, and reset the rudder trim to 0, and then check the flight control page if the pitch trim, so the THS, is at the correct position, and compare it with the FMS value. Otherwise, you get a config warning. There's 2.5 up. Let's see the perf page again, the flight control page again. 2 point. Yeah, it's good.
2.6. So we need to correct a little bit. Oh, okay, that's fine. Good.
Yes.
Flight controls check, or we do it after start and then we
No,
first after start.
we do it exactly at that point.
All right. Right.
So it's full right, full left, neutral, full down, full up, neutral, and then your rudder, full right, full left, neutral. So the CM2, so the Copilot would do it also, but except the rudder. But we skip that, and then you're good to go. And that's before you get the checklist. The next trigger point is the clear signal of the man with the pushback truck. But I think the thumb up was already shown.
So everyone is away from the aircraft, so we can go with the after start checklist.
All right, after start, anti-ice.
Engine anti-ice on, wing off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
2.5 nose upset.
And rudder trim.
Neutral.
After start check is complete.
Good, so taxi light goes on and we taxi. Oops, so that. Parking brake released. And the brake check, we look here if there is something moving. Best case, there's nothing moving, right?
Yeah, this there should be at 0, because otherwise you would brake on the alternate brake system. But if you brake now on the green system, it should stay at 0.
That's good. So we can switch on the taxi camera. Maybe a little bit disclaimer to the taxi camera. Yes, we are aware it's not perfect, right? So it depends on the satellite picture, where you are, etc., etc. For example, now here you don't see the yellow line, so it's a little bit, useless. So we added it because, for fun, because at some airports, especially in the US, it's working really nice. But could you explain a little bit how the system works and why are there this magenta dots? Because the brackets, I can understand that's the main gear, but what are the dots for?
Yeah, the taxi camera is a very important tool here on the A340-600 because it's 75 meters long. These magenta boxes are when you turn to the right, as we do, 90 degrees turn approaching. Then you wait, you go straight until the magenta box, the right one, crosses this yellow line. And then you start turning. It's sometimes a little bit frightening because you go so much over the line. Not the thing Rafi is doing right now because he's cutting the corner pretty significantly. But he can because he has space, there's no problem. But normally you really have to be aware, even on airports where it's very narrow. It's really a challenge to taxi this big bird. So sometimes I'd say that you really pass the taxiway before you turn. So you make it Rafi. Go straight until I tell you. Go straight, and now start to turn.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, you are right.
Still, I think it still can be a little bit early. Look up to the outside again. No, it's good. It was exactly. You see, now he's pretty much centered on the taxiway. And the same now, if you continue to turn, you cut the corner again. Yeah, now you do it perfectly. You go a little bit more straight and then turn. So this is the big challenge with this big bird. And so the taxi camera is absolutely perfect. And you, as a pilot, you cannot look from outside as we did, but you have the lower screen in the tail. And when you see it from above the fuselage, you really can see if you're centered on the yellow line. This is really a perfect tool.
Yeah. So maybe the magenta dots, if you see the yellow line, so it depends on the satellite picture, as I said. But if it's good enough, you basically follow the turn with the magenta dot, right? So you're riding with the dot on the turn, basically on the taxi camera.
Correct.
I mean, this is unfortunately in Frankfurt not the case, but we wanted to choose Frankfurt because that's maybe one of the, I would say, current home of the A340-600. There are many operators, but the most, I guess, are in Frankfurt coming in and coming out. And that's the reason why we choose here. But as I said, if the satellite picture is better, then you can use it a little bit more. I landed in Chicago, or departed in Chicago, I guess, during a test flight like weeks ago, and was like working very perfectly. So then it's a good use case. And sometimes, like here in Frankfurt, it's you could call it useless, but we put it in because it's a nice feature, never seen before in flight simulation. And if the satellite picture is good enough, then you can use it 100% perfectly. So that's fine then, right? Okay, taxi checklist, maybe a quick one before we do the lineup.
Yeah, but make the items first.
Okay.
So you have to put on the weather radar, the predicted wind shear system is on the lower left. Yeah, correct. And then you have to the front make the look into the front to the passenger, you have to yes, auto brake is on, and then the takeoff config, push button. Okay, so and the cabin is ready. You switch it on. This is our trigger for the taxi checklist.
Good.
So taxi, flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. Radar and predictive wind shear is on in auto. Engine start selector.
Normal.
And ECAM memo.
Takeoff, no blue.
Taxi check is complete.
Okay, maybe a real life question I got now for you, Stefan. The A340-600 is known for its poor climb performance, but I guess the A340-600 is a bit better. Because there is a let's say there is a saying we often hear from A340-300s in real life, yeah, that they fly because of the Earth curvature, right? The A340-600 is a little bit different in terms of performance. Maybe you can give us in 2-3 sentences the differences, and I will do the lineup, and then we do the lineup checklist.
Okay, yeah. As you correctly said, the performance is not that good on the A340-300, and sometimes they say they have 5 APUs mounted on this aircraft, and it's hard to get a climb rate. This is really true. So you don't ever do a derated climb in passenger service with the A340-300. The A340-600 is a really, performance-wise, a great aircraft. You really have power with these Trent 500s here, with Lufthansa especially. This is really amazing. And you must consider we are over 320 tons of weight right now. So this is much more than the A340-300 can carry. But still, you will see, you have a really good climb performance. And normally, we make a derate climb because the engines are really aggressive and really pull you into the air.
Okie dokie. So the packs comes off, and I don't know if I did all the items which are needed, but I would call the lineup checklist.
Okay, you switch on the TCAS on TARA.
Yes.
The packs are already done, so you're pretty good. Lineup checklist, takeoff, runway.
18.
Runway 18, full length. TCAS is TARA. Packs 1 and 2.
Off.
Lineup checks complete.
All right, okay. So please, I hope this is gonna work. I mean, we're really happy today. So any final words from you, Torsten? Are you happy so far with our performance of Stefan and me?
Perfect. All good.
Okay. So
One thing before we depart, Rafi.
Yes, sorry.
Rafi, before you depart, just check the status page, because you see the annunciator on the upper ECAM. You see this STS, this white one. Yeah. That means that something is in the status page, and we just check
right?
if it's selected. The packs sometimes maybe is something more. You just check before you depart. Okay, everything is good. Packs is switched off by us. Everything good.
Okie dokie. So enjoy the takeoff. We will be quiet, so you can enjoy the sound. I will crank it up a little bit for you guys. So I would say have fun.
Switch on the clock and the landing light, and then you go.
That's all done. Manuflex SRS, Auto Trust Blue.
Just set.
Check it.
$100 knots.
Check it.
Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up. So that was a perfect rotation. Exactly how we do this. You pull the pitch to 10 degrees and then you have to wait because this is so big, this aircraft, that you really have to wait until the nose rises up and then you wait for the liftoff.
I mean, I never tested this departure before the stream, but I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be close, but yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, but there's a central difference between aircraft with 4 and 2 engines, right? You always need to only consider loss of a single engine. So on this aircraft, if you lose an engine on takeoff, you only lose 25% of your thrust.
Yeah.
So your distance doesn't actually increase that much in case of an engine failure. Whereas like on a 320 or something where you lose 50% of your thrust, the last few meters until you actually rotate, they're gonna go away very, very fast, right?
Okay, close to 2000 to go, so you switch on pack 1.
Yes, did that.
And ATC would normally we would call departure radar. Good afternoon, Lufthansa 796 climbing 4000 and Lufthansa 796 climb flight level 110.
Pack 2 comes on. And we switch to...
So you see another feature of this aircraft. Look at the PFD, Rafi.
Yeah.
And you see the barber pole where the S speed, where you can retract the flaps to 0, they are in the red band. But right now you see it disappears because of the auto retraction function.
You see
so
it on
you
the
have
flaps
1
here.
plus F, and on the right side on the upper ECAM you see it's retracting the flaps, but still the slats are out. So this is exactly like in the real aircraft. It's everything perfectly modeled here. So then you have to consider the constraint of 220 knots until Delta Fox was 01, and thereafter you can retract the flaps.
All right. I mean, we have anyway in speed constraint on the departure route, so we're anyway forced to 220, but after the turn, we will do all the flaps retracting things, right?
Yeah.
Or in this case, slats only, but yeah, for us it's flaps 1 in the position.
Correct.
Okay, we have, by the way, 4,300 people watching us right now, not crashing the aircraft. So very warm welcome to all the guys who came on late on the stream. Stay tuned. It's going to be interesting in a few minutes.
Position altitude.
QNH standard set, passing 5,200 now.
Take.
And I will do the same. Oops. Ah, come on. Let's put this one on. So the aircraft is turning as expected, and from there on we should have basically an increase of the speed, and then we can retract the flaps from the standards.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately, you cannot see too much outside. Oops, sorry. But a little bit, you can enjoy the passenger view without ground, because yeah, the weather is a little bit not good.
Yeah, it's amazing. You even see the flimmering of the engine exhaust. It's amazing.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, slats are still out. That's expected because we're
Right now you passed the constraint, and the speed target goes to 250, and now we have the S speed coming
So
up.
flaps comes in, so we can demonstrate a little bit of flaps, or in this case slats movement. You can see they go back where they should be, and nice. You can see a little bit of the ground. Perfect. So flaps up.
Lufthansa 796, time flight level 250.
Clearing 250, Lufthansa 796. 50 is set.
Rafi, I saw a few people ask the question if you can actually pop out the display, so if you just want to quickly demonstrate it now
course.
that it's a bit calmer. So yeah, all the displays can be popped out.
Oops, sorry.
And there was a question very, very early if this requires an external app like the Phoenix or so. No, it doesn't. It's everything is integrated into the WASM itself.
So I will show you a little bit different, because now you see my flight simulator stream. I need to switch up. You see now my monitor So if I click here on the screen, whatever it is, for example, the PFD, okay, it's now a little bit big. You guys probably, Stefan and Torsten, you won't see that, but the people in the stream will see it. And then you have basically, the instrument, and you can do it, of course, with all the instruments. So basically, in this case, this is the PFD. Here comes the ND, and yeah, you can do it with every of these displays, whatever you want, even with the, if you go here, FMC, which I will do also a little bit smaller here. There you go. So we have immediate FMC as a separate window and instrument. And you can use it, of course, or not use it. Sorry, you can click the buttons as you expected, right? So if you go here on flight plan, for example, you can do all these things you would do on an FMC. So if you want, for example, get it out of a tablet, for example, or whatever, you can use it without any problems. So sorry, I need to go back here onto flight plan because I'm messing a little bit too much around. Okay, let me bring up a little bit of brightness because it's a little bit dark here. Feels good. Okay, so we are good to go. Everything is fine. So we could now we leave the NDIs on, right? But landing lights goes off right below above 10,000. And for those who are waiting for the twist, the twist will be later on. It will be short before, the top of climb, which is today 31,000. So yeah, we need to wait until that. But from there on, we can go a little bit maybe, to your questions. If you have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat now. We will have a little bit right now, let's say 10 to 20 minutes from now, where we can freely talk about what we want. And Stefan, are you happy so far?
Absolutely.
So would it be okay if I would be your first officer on a real A340, or would you say no, Rafi, no certification, forget it?
No, this is great. This is
Okay.
great. So, some procedural things to do, but hey, absolutely perfect.
Yeah. All right.
But you can fly this bird from A to B.
Perfect. That's good. The question is if the central MCDU is working. Yeah, it is working. Basically, with all the things you can use. I mean, usually maybe you also in real life use this most of the time for the CDPLC communication, I guess. So getting connected, etc. And thereon you have the, how do you call this? DDUs, DDRIs, whatever they're called here.
What do you mean? You mean the MCDUs?
DCDUs.
The
Oh, the
DCDUs,
DCDUs.
these one, yeah. So okay, sorry, yeah. So this is also working.
This is for CPDUC, yes.
CPSC, yeah. So if you're flying, why are the 4 levers not aligned? That's due to my very poor and cheap thrust lever I have here. So this is, you see when you have cheap hardware. So maybe I need to update on this as a question.
So now we are above the clouds. We can switch off the NDIs.
Sorry, yeah. I see there's a real pilot on board. We need to focus on flying. Okay, that's good.
Somebody said disarm the spoilers. We haven't done that yet.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely. With gear up.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just a couple of words I wanted to mention to the MCDU because we simulated the third MCDU the same way as in real life, because in real life you can only have 2 MCDUs locked into the FMC at the same time. So that's why at the moment for MCDU 3 you do not see the option of putting it onto the FMS. But should MCDU 1 fail or you can turn it off, then you would get the option of actually putting the FMGC also onto the third MCDU. So it really works everything as it would in real life.
Can we do in live demo how we do shut it off or is it?
But just press on dim long enough until it's completely off.
Okay, so let's go this one. So you can see here. We keep it dim. Boom, off.
So it's off. So and then if it's really off, and then you can go.
You can go.
It actually automatically goes into it.
Yeah. So if we bring it up here again, boom, it goes away. You see now that's.
Yeah, it kicks it out, and then you can go back into the Yatsu on the third one.
Okay, yeah, that's what you selected. Okay, good, okay. It's working. Look, this was not prepared, so everything is good.
Lufthansa 706, climb flight over 310.
Climb flight over 310, Lufthansa 796. Okay, so question was, is it going to be also for MSFS 2020? Yes, it's going to be released for MSFS 2020 and 2024. That's going to be on Aerosoft side, the last release for 2020 regarding any add-on, as planned so far. but this aircraft is coming along for both sims. So you can use it in 2020 and 2024. And the question is Xbox. I mean, it's planned, we can say it this way. And the core function of this, the whole aircraft or whole systems, maybe that's a thing to mention, Torsten, is all in the sim, right? So it's a VASM module, so we don't have any external software running, right?
That's correct, and that's why we expect it to run in Xbox, but to be honest, we haven't tested that yet, because in order to be able to test it on Xbox, you have to submit it, etc. It's a rather complicated process. However, there are no technical impediments for getting there.
So it is the plan, but yeah, it always is a little bit, can be a little bit challenging for the getting Xbox compatibility. But yeah, if everything goes well as planned, then yeah, that's the plan at least. But yeah, we will see at a later point. We focus first on the PC customers, because we think, okay, we're doing an aircraft with pro systems, which is for the prosumer more made. Yeah. And we anticipate that the most of the prosumers are on the PC instead of Xbox or PS5 now, which we have obviously. But yeah, later on, yes, that's the plan.
Okay, so Rafi, we passed level 100 already. You switched on the landing lights, and you can switch off the landing lights, and you can clear the RADNAV page.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
These are also silent items, so the Frankfurt mine, you can clear it up. Then copy active the secondary.
RADNAV. Clear. So, I was a little bit too fast here, so secondary, delete secondary.
Copy active. No, just copy active.
Okay.
And then when you have an issue on the flight, you can prepare the secondary then, because it's an absolutely copy of the active flight plan. You can prepare another approach and a diversion to whatever airport without distracting the actual flight plan you fly.
All right, okay, got it, I got it, okay. Yeah. I mean, we're expecting a twist today, so maybe we will need it later on, because as I said in the beginning, you can imagine we are not going to fly this flight whole to Hong Kong, because it's also not legal, right? We need to do crew rests, and crew rest during a streaming is a very boring thing, right? So I guess we cannot do that. Is there a time compression feature? Yes. And I can tell you, because I used it a lot. I don't know if you have seen my video, which I pointed out to you, which was the flight from Frankfurt to Boston, which is on YouTube on Aerosoft Flight channel. And basically I flew the whole flight with a higher simulation rate. I guess the maximum is 4 times, Torsten, this is correct?
Yeah, it depends a bit on your frame rate, right? So I've limited to 4 times as a hard limit, depending on like the environment when you're in. If you're already down to like 30 frames, then you shouldn't go above 2. Because we do have to run the flight model and the aerodynamics model, so the aerodynamics model, the flight controls, etc., at a higher rate also in these rates, and that does consume a bit of extra resources. However, if you don't want to use time compression, we also have a jump to next waypoint feature, which is available in cruise. So if you go to the joystick actions tab, bottom line, second from the right, at the moment you can see it's grayed out, and it will be available as soon as you hit cruise level, you're on track, you're on your course, you're not turning, then you'll be able to just jump from waypoint to waypoint, and like that you can also reduce the time you spend in cruise on long flights like these.
Yeah. And maybe one thing to mention here with the time acceleration, I mean, that's maybe for the hardcore real guys, real as it gets, really, maybe not a feature they need, but if you want to do it, you can use it. And what I like, because the whole flight model is basically not MSFS default tweaked, it's a complete own flight model. We told it already, but yeah, we can mention it here again. So it's custom flight model. And the nice thing is, because what I used to when I fly time acceleration with other aircraft, and not blaming them, but that's unfortunately a limitation. Not leider is German. That's an unfortunate limitation we have off the thing. If you have sharp turns and the aircraft starts to wibbling around, or during climbs, step climbs, whatever. Yeah. Here in this case, it flies in time acceleration like on rails. You can do steep turns left, right. You can fly the whole approach, and 4 times it will not sweep out anywhere. It will fly perfectly on the line. So that's nice thing. I mean, most of the people won't use that, right? But if you want to use it, it works really nice. And I liked it. So there is no shift deviation, whatever. It is, surprisingly uneventful, like the Autosave, like everything we said before, right?
There was a question about panel states. If you just go back to the EFB, Rafi, to the startup situation state page, there on the right side you can see we don't call it panel state, we call it aircraft state because it affects more than just the panel, right? So there you can, when parked on the ground, you can switch straight away between cold and dark, external power, ADIRU and APU. So APU on, ADIRU aligned or engines running. You can also select which default state you want to have on the right side. On the top, we have the possibility to do instant starts for the engines, basically. So you don't want to wait the 1 minute for them to spool up. You can just click up there. Also works when bleed air is off, etc. So all of this allows you to really quickly change the aircraft state if you want to. At the bottom, there's also the option to fly, to go straight into alternate or direct law without actually having to inject any failures. So if you want to say, I want to see how this airplane flies in direct law, you can just click it and then fly in direct, for example.
Yeah. I got right now a very important question. Is there a beer holder in the cockpit? I mean, I wouldn't call it straight beer holder, but there is a cup holder, let's say this way. You can put whatever drinks you would like to put in there, right? Good.
Another question is engine types. There is only one engine type on the real airplane, so normally we try to put multiple engine types in, but here we were really limited by the fact that all airplanes out there have the Trent 556 engine. So
is there a cabin? Maybe we can use this time now during flight. I mean, how high we are? Yeah, we have.
Yeah, no, I actually.
We have to stay here because we're close to our top of climb, and what I said to you guys is, yeah, the twist is going to happen around then there. So let me check what is our final flight level. Cruise level 210. So
someone wants to see the sunshades, Rafi?
Yes, that's what we can do quickly.
Because that we can do while staying in the cockpit. Yeah,
so you can use all of these without problem. I'll just hold them. Okay, there it is. Where's the grab point?
And the side ones work too, actually. And you actually have to hook them into the thing in the front, otherwise they'll always slip back. So.
Oh, really?
This is the same in real life.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to aim for realism, right? So if you hook it all the way, then it stays, and then you can remove it from there again.
Nice. Headphone noise cancellation. Yes. Oh, we have an issue.
Oh, there is
Master caution.
Okay, you have lever MCT. Zoom a little bit in.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we have obviously an engine failure. You see it on the fourth engine. So we're approaching our cruise level. So the first thing you do is now, these golden rules of Airbus is fly, navigate, communicate. First thing we really do is do flying. And we do this even with 3 engines. You see we maintain 310 knots, and the speed is going around 290, and you see lever MCT flashing. So I would suggest everything is under control.
Yeah.
We are high enough, we are on our route. So now we can start with our ECAM actions. So you would call out ECAM actions and I would do the things. So zoom a little. I think this is the first thing is auto thrust. You have to move the lever into MCT because of the engine failure.
So we go the next one
up. That's correct. So now you're in the MCT lever and check the FMA if this is okay. Yeah, you're on Mach. That's perfect. So now you get the next one. Engine 4 fail. Engine start selector ignition.
Okay, let's go for it. Ignition.
So next thing is thrust lever 4 idle. So in real life, you would now put your hand on the 4th lever and say confirm to me, and I would say number 4 confirm, and you put it idle.
That was too much.
Yeah.
There it is. Now it's idle. Yeah.
Very good. So if no relight after 30 seconds is a while ago that the engine spooled down, so 30 seconds is way expired. Engine master 4 off.
Confirm
also
number
be
4.
confirmed off. Very good.
If
And
I may
now-
just quickly interject, because you
Yes.
saw, some may have noticed as we switched the engine master 4 off, the lever actually went into idle. That's a feature we've put in, which is called the thrust lever lock. If you switch off an engine in flight and you move the lever to idle, it will stay there. So that works if you have, for example, only 3 levers or you only have 1 joystick lever. You can still move the remaining 3 levers now with your joystick without worrying that the 4th lever would fall out of the idle detent, for example.
Oh, this is great. This is perfect. Yeah. Okay, so now we continue with the ECAM. So now you have a decision to make. Is it an engine failure with damage or is it with no damage? So normally you check the parameters. If you see something for damage, maybe vibration or a locked N1 or whatever. So what I see from here is the vibration is pretty high on the 4th engine. And I would suppose this is a damage.
Yeah.
So you would decide damage, and that means we continue with engine fire push button switch push. This is another confirmed item because it is guarded. So you say confirm and I say number 4 confirmed and you push it. Did you push it?
Yeah, it's running. The counter, yeah.
Okay. So now
So
we
that
have
the engine lever idle item is back, by the way, that happens in real life too, because we just killed the FADEC, and now
Yes.
the FWC doesn't know anymore where the position of the thrust lever
Yeah.
is, so the item pops back
That's
up,
correct.
although the lever is still in idle. Yeah.
Okay, so now you have to discharge the agent. The first one, the left one. Until the amber discharge light comes up.
There you go.
Discharge, very good. And now I say engine secure. So this means everything is secured, nothing to worry about with this engines is switched off and secured. So right now we will do, if you do it, or if you have the engine failure in the departure, you have to accelerate, retract the flaps, go up to the MSA, so minimum selectable altitude. And but we don't have it now because we are way up. We are in the cruise level. So now we can stop the ECAM and ask ourselves if there's some reset, maybe an engine restart, but we decided that this is a damaged engine, so we don't switch it on again. And so we could continue the ECAM. So let's see, zoom in a little bit, because I have not as a good resolution as you have. Okay, engine 4 fail, thrust lever 4 idle is already done. Torsten mentioned it. Inner tank split 2 on. So you go to the overhead panel, up to the left, below the APU fire button. You see 2 guarded switches. See them?
Sorry, I was not listening. Sorry, below the, because I was reading the chat. Sorry. Below the APU.
No problem.
Yeah.
You, you see 4 red,
Yeah, yeah.
4 red ones left of the Jettison. So
Yeah.
another guarded switch. You confirm it. Left confirm. Switch off the left one and the right one. And you see on the ECAM, it disappears on the ECAM, as it will do in real life. So now you have everything done. Thrust lever 4 is idle, and engine 4 relight we don't consider. So then I ask you, clear engine 4. You say clear engine 4, and then you clear this line, the first one. Now is the next one, engine 4 shutdown, fuel imbalance monitor. So you can go to the fuel page right now just to check if there is an imbalance. It must be, because the right engine or the 4th engine is not consuming any fuel anymore. So you see there is an imbalance on these 2 wing tanks of about 600, almost 700 kilograms. But not to worry. But to see if there's a fuel leak, you just add from the fuel use. It's around 8 tons plus the 97. You get exactly the amount of our block fuel, so you don't have to worry about a fuel leak right now.
Yeah.
So you can switch off the fuel page again. And the next item would be TCAS mode selector on TA. Perfect.
Wow.
And this is done. So clear engine 4. Clear engine 4. Okay, now we have the we have obviously another another malfunction here, but normally we would be now on the land ASAP and the secondary failures on the memo panel. You see it with the asterisk,
Yeah.
but right now we have a hydraulic malfunction. So we have a hydraulic green reservoir low level, and you see it on the hydraulic
Yeah.
page, which is automatically switched on. The green hydraulic pressure is on the left side and on the right side pretty low. So this is a really severe malfunction, maybe caused by the engine failure of number 4. Maybe we have a rupture or whatever. So we would continue with this one. So hydraulic 4 green reservoir low level, green engine 1 pump off. So start with the left one, confirmed. Yeah, it's another guarded switch. You have to confirm it again. It's off. What was the next one?
Green engine 4 pump is this one. So all ECAM items are done.
Very good. Very good. Clear hydraulic. Yes, clear hydraulic. So air. So now you go up to the air, the overhead panel, and switch the crossbeam to close.
Which is this one.
Correct.
Pack
And
two
then
off.
pack 2 off. What is the last one?
Forwards circulate.
Cargo regulate off. Okay, this is the left one of the cargo on the left. Rotate it down to the 6 o'clock position.
This one, the left one here.
Yeah, this is correct. And you see the item disappears. Clear air. You can clear air. Avoid icing conditions. This is very important for later on for our continuation of the flight. We have to avoid icing conditions because we don't have wing anti-ice on the right side. Okay, so what is this? Okay,
What?
hydraulic, low pressure, so no more items to do. Clear hydraulic, and you can clear it. So now you have this, what we normally have on the right memo panel, land ASAP in amber. That means not really time critical to land ASAP, but you have to consider not to continue the flight. You have to see for an alternate destination. So the next one is the asterisk flight control. That means with Airbus on the memo panel is a secondary failure related to the hydraulic or the engine failure. You see the spoilers 1 and 5 are ENOP because of the green hydraulic system, which is switched off. Clear flight control.
Yeah.
So you push the clear button, then you have the next one. This is the wheel page. You see that you don't have engine skid, you don't have auto brake, and you don't have the normal brake system, which is on the green. So you have the alternate brake system. So I think when you switch on the brake pedals right now, Rafi, you should see, on the triple indicator, you see now that you see the brake pressure.
Yeah.
And then you can see that you are on the alternate braking and it is functioning. Okay, so clear wheel.
Click.
Now you have the hydraulic. We have it before. Green and on the left and on the right side is ENOP, clear hydraulic. And now ILIC is only the generator 4 because of the engine 4 shutdown, but all AC buses are supplied. So clear hydraulic, clear ILIC. So now you have the status. You see the full page of status. Normally we interrupt here and say, stop ECAM. There we can again think about, are we still safe on our flight route? We're still in 310. Our speed is good. Everything is fine. The aircraft is still flying very easily. No problem at all. And we cannot do any reset because we have a reservoir low level. We cannot fill hydraulic fluid in. We cannot restart the engine. So nothing we can do. Checklists are also not imminent. So we continue the ECAM and read the status. So first line is avoid icing conditions. I said it before, when we go into icing conditions, we have an impaired engine or wing anti-ice system, so we cannot heat the wings. So we need to be aware of that. Approach procedure, landing, config, use flap 3.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in a little bit more in, because my resolution is not very good on my screen. And you see for landing use flap 3, and then for landing gravity extension. Why gravity extension? Because the gear lever or the gear extension is on the green hydraulic system. We don't have it anymore. And below the gear lever on the right, you see this, which we checked and on ground. This is the gravity extension lever. Max speed 250 knots, so we have to be below 250 to make the level. And you see this is a read and do checklist. Landing gravity extension down. When landing is down, lock landing gear. So we come in on this later on. If ice accretion approach speed VLS plus 10, this is important for us when we would like to land. Landing business procedure apply, fuel imbalance monitor. If no fuel leak, we can switch the inner tank split 2 and 3 off again. Right now it is isolated, the tank. If we have a fuel leak, that not the remaining fuel is wasted overboard. And then you read the complete ECAM system. I don't want to do this now because it's really, you see, we don't have a landing gear retraction. We don't have wing anti-ice, partial spoilers. We don't have reverser 1 and 4, so need a longer landing distance. Engine 3 and 4 bleed is ENOP. The pack 2 we switched off already. The green engine 4 pump, the generator 4, the normal brake and the auto brake. So nothing really surprisingly, but this is really important, this status page, for the evaluation what to do and which diversion airport you steer to. So right now, as I asked the Rafi, remove status.
Remove status.
You said remove status, and then you put the status page. Okay, there's another page with Cat 3 single.
Sorry, yeah.
And then you, because you have an overflow, Cat 3 single only, okay. Also an important information, and then everything is deleted, and then you say ECAM actions complete. That means everything is done. And right now you start with a FORDEC. I don't want to go into details because nothing to do with our airplane. Right now you prepare the approach for the diversion airport. But I don't think, Rafi, that you would like to continue to Hong Kong.
No, we don't.
With three engines and no green hydraulic pump. So
I would consider to land into Munich because that's one of the closest we just passed by, I would say.
Yeah, this is good. Normally you contact your maintenance in Frankfurt, and they say also maintenance in Munich is good, so go to Munich.
So how do I
first
do this?
So the first thing you would do to get the weather from Munich, just to be aware of the fact that the weather is good enough for the approach. So just check the weather for Munich.
Perfect.
And we see westerly winds, clouds, and nothing destruction. No, it's perfect flyable. So the first thing we do another secondary flight plan copy active. And right now, line select leader 2, just put in on Stein on the left side, new destination Munich. And then on Munich, on the destination, you go for arrival, 26 right. Insert. And then go to the secondary, push the secondary page again on the FMC. Performance page on the right side. 4 times next phase to the approach. There you go. And then you put the QNH in, the temperature and the magnetic wind.
And the wind was 24012 knots.
Then you can do two more items. You can put the transition level to 60 because it's not Hong Kong anymore. So, and the MDA on the right side, 1649er. 1649 is the minimum of the 26, right? For the ILS approach. So you're good to go now.
And config tree, no, I guess.
And config tree, confirm. You can put it on,
yeah.
And then you don't get a warning from the ECAM that you have not the full extension of the flaps.
So perfect. Activate now the second, right?
No. Okay. Normally we speak to ATC, and they say okay, it's approved. Go to activate the second. I think you have to pull heading first.
Yeah, then
no, you don't. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And ATC says proceed direct to Mike. Mike, India, Quebec.
Oh, sorry. Erase take to Mike, India, Quebec.
Yeah, you can also choose Codex. Not a problem.
Let's go this way.
Very good.
We need to delete this one because it's not needed
Yeah.
anymore.
That's correct.
And codec is, yeah, we will figure out later on, right?
Very good. So this is a good thing to just do on the proc page. Down in the proc page, you can insert EDDM for Munich and 26 right, and then you have a good idea how far it is away. You have 95 miles. Just check the altitude you have, 31,000. That means you have about 90 miles. So I think you could descend now. It's a good way to go down now.
So Stefan, what would you do in this case with the fact that we are still far beyond the landing weight? Because now we are actually pretty close to Munich, so...
It's a good point. So we have two options. We would calculate our landing procedure or our landing performance with the EFB to see if we are able to make an overweight landing. And then we have to consider the overweight landing procedure in the QRH. If it's not enough landing distance available, then we could assume to make a fuel jettison. And even if you have enough runway, because Munich is perfect with 4 kilometers of runway, but still you have a very high approach speed exceeding the 170 knots, which is really fast. So I think it's a good idea to speak with ATC and say, during our descent, we can do the fuel jettison. Are you agree with this, Rafi?
Yes.
Very good. So I can offer you the checklist of the fuel jettison, which I have handy here.
Yes.
Okay, fuel jettison, FMS fuel prediction page, select.
Yes.
So on the fuel prediction page, you see on the line select key 4 right, you see the fuel on board right now,
95.
close to 96 tons. On the right, you see the jettison gross weight. So maybe you put in, we have 95, just put in 90 tons. Rafi.
Yes.
So this would mean,
Oh, sorry.
It's the gross weight, not just the amount of fuel.
Not the fuel.
Yeah, the jettison, you have to put in the weight you want to have at the end of the jettison there.
yeah, this is correct. Go onto the, no, on the right side, you see it on the lower ECAM, Rafi.
259. Sorry?
On the lower right ECAM, you see the weight. You see the gross weight down there?
Yeah, 316.
Okay, 360. So then make 311 on the gross weight. Perfect. So now you prepare this. Next thing is jettison arm on. This is overhead panel. On the right side of the inner tank splits. You arm it. And the next thing would be, if we get the clearance of ATC, jettison active on. So now fuel page on. And you see there's happening something. You see this? On the left and on the right, on the nozzles, you throw the fuel overboard. So the good thing is we put in 311. Normally we would put in the landing weight, but that was really assume a lot of time, which we don't have. So we just would like to demonstrate you that putting in the jettison gross weight of 311 tons means that he automatically stops the fuel jettison at this given weight. So you cannot forget anything, and maybe you forget the jettison and the fuel tanks are completely empty.
I'll just change a little bit the approach so we have them making the Quebec here. And it's a little bit more better for the descent planning insert, so that should be now better.
Very good.
Yeah.
So how is our profile? Are we on the profile right now?
I would expect to be significantly above, but
Which is the altitude right now?
We're right now 26,000.
Okay, 3, this is 60,
I might not be too bad.
about
actually.
78. No, it's good.
Okay.
can go with open descent, and you really descend. The good thing is, if to be low early is good because you consume more fuel, and this is exactly what you like to do with the Jettison. You try to get rid of most of the fuel you have because you only go to Munich.
I mean, we can go direct to Gudek because this is also fine for us.
Yes.
This should be no problem at all. Right, okay. We see now
It's
we're
like a
above the
straight-in
profile. But
Yes.
if we go
Check the progress page
yeah.
just to see how.
Yeah,
much-
1,500, that's not a lot.
1,500.
No.
That's not much. That's not much.
No.
What is our gross weight right now?
It is 311,900.
Oh, sorry. Okay, just watch if the remaining 900 kilos are jettisoned. We see that it will be switched off automatically. And this is really a great feature because you really can take care of other things than to monitor your jettison. So 100 to go.
I mean, just for the users out there are other things that automatically terminate the jettison too, like if your inner tanks reach below a certain level, I believe it's 4,500 kilos or so, so Airbus did make sure that you don't throw all your fuel overboard. So if once you get your hold of your aircraft and you notice that the jettison doesn't work, that could be one of the reasons that you actually don't have enough fuel and the aircraft says, no, at this fuel you can't actually throw anything out.
And I think you hear it now. It's so sophisticated, and Torsten programs so much features in it which you don't see at once because everything looks pretty organized and pretty good. But it's amazing how deep the system depth is on this aircraft. It's absolutely amazing. I love it.
All right, so we do switch off the jettison thing here, right?
That's correct. I continue with the checklist. Okay, when jettison completed, jettison active off.
Off,
And jettison arm off.
off.
Jettison QH checklist complete.
Good. So let's see where, yeah, 900 feet, that's good.
So right now we would like to, I think this is now a good position just to talk about the approach, because we have to consider something. We already selected config 3, so we know that we go with config 3 into the approach. What we also learned in the status page, avoid icing conditions. That means that we will have icing conditions, because if you see the cloud in front of us, there is some trouble ahead. So first of all, you can go to the landing performance. Rafi?
Yeah.
No, not in the FMC, in the EFB,
Oh, sorry.
just to calculate the landing performance.
Yes,
because
of course,
I would
yeah.
like to know, with this given weight, what is our V approach?
And the eyes on, I guess?
Yes. Air conditioners on. Brake mode, I would say, I would put 2 or 3 in this case, yes. Reverse on, definitely. So you see the status is overweight. This is a reminder, but still on the right side you see we have a margin of 1,702 because of the brake mode of 3. But you see the V approach speed is 170 knots. This is really still much. So I think this is now a good point to reduce our weight, because normally we would fly or we would wait for the jettison, but this can happen, or this can take about almost an hour, because you only have, I think, about 1.2 or 1.4 tons a minute with fuel jettison. So we can
Cheat a little bit. So
Yes.
Torsten, help us. How to get rid of the fuel?
Well, this is, as I mentioned before, right, the lower, well, actually this is an exception to that rule, funnily, because we reorganized some stuff. Normally you would have had a weight and balance field in the lower section too, but we've merged them all into one. So actually the weight and balance tab is on the top line, is like the only one that allows you to do stuff that you can't do in real life. And you can do a quick refuel even when in flight. So you could lower your fuel on board, for example, to say 90 or 90 tons is still too much. We're at 311. We want to go to 260, so you have to remove 50 tons. So put as new target weight 50 tons or 45 is good too. Yeah, that's plenty. I mean, we're landing, right? We don't need it. Yeah, that's a bit much. Yeah, that looks better.
Quick refuel, right?
And now just hit quick refuel, and you saw like the camera went down a little bit because suddenly our aircraft weight like reduced by like 20% in one shot.
Okay, compute again.
So
Because there's
reset
still
first,
the
do the reset,
reset.
to
Yeah,
get
reset.
the new weight.
reset, but now
So
you
we're
have
still slightly overweight, but only 6 tons.
I mean, we can remove this as well if you want to.
but you have to compute again, because I think it's still the value of 170.
bit.
Now you have the actual values with this given weight, and now you have 159. Looks pretty good. So Rafi, go to the approach page again in the FMCB. Okay, now you see on the status page they said if icing conditions are to be considered, you go with VLS plus 10 knots, and we will have
Yeah, sorry.
icing conditions. So now you see the VLS is 154 plus 10. Now insert 164. This is our approach speed. Much better than
That's what you have here from the status page, not just to let you know that's
much
basically-
better than over 180 knots if you don't do the jettison.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
just
see
a
the
little-
status page again if there is something missing of the things we just discussed. We don't have a issue with the fuel leak. We have to do the landing gravity extension later on, and the slats and flaps are slow. So we should configure the aircraft early enough.
Mhm.
Just as a reminder. Torsten, sorry I interrupted you.
Just
Yeah, I
preparing the
just wanted to
aircraft.
mention that
Yeah, go ahead.
what we just did, that we basically cut short the jettison and use the simulation function instead, is something you would do in the same thing in real life simulators too, because there's no point flying a simulator that costs like thousands of dollars per hour for half an hour just to throw out your fuel, right? So this was in good line with real life flight training practices. Normally, if you do it like more like a real life simulation, you would of course just simply use the jettison feature to get to the weight that you wanted to get to.
Okay, good. So I just prepared the aircraft. Basically, we are now passing the transition level. I guess the ILS goes on 5,000, right, in Munich.
That's correct.
So we are cleared for 5,000, QNH 1022, 3 times set. And yeah, I go back to manage descent because open descent we passed already our glide path. So
Yes,
yeah, now back
you
on
can
flight.
switch on the landing system on the glare shield, just to
Yeah.
have an indication
Of course.
on the PFD.
Yeah. Good. So
And I
that's done.
think we can. Is this the QNH in Munich 1022?
Of course, it is already set. So approach checklist. I
Okay,
guess.
perfect. Okay, so set QNH 1022 cross check passing 9,700. What is this? 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. And I can offer you already the approach checklist.
Yeah, please approach checklist.
Approach Baro ref.
1022, 3 times set.
Yo, 1022 seatbelts
On.
minimum.
Hang on. Performance. Next size. 1649 and 1649.
You can see it also on the
Yeah, yeah.
PFD on the MDF.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see?
there's-
Okay. Auto brake.
I'm just checking. I don't know. Maybe some faults can happen, right? So auto brake off because we don't have any auto brake.
Okay. So engine start selector.
On ignition.
Okay. So you can, if you won't use the auto brake and put it off, you can do the landing performance also with auto brake off. Maybe you can show this course
Oh my God,
shortly.
we have a beam. Anti-ice detected.
Oh yeah. ECAM
Oh,
action.
Engine anti-ice 1, 2, 3, 4 on. ECAM action complete.
So just check with the brake mode, and or on the top you see menu. Now you have the menu, and then compute again, and you see the landing distance, and the stop margin is a little bit narrow. This is logical because we don't do it without
Okay,
a
so
brake.
I go quick back to the people here in the chat. So we will give you the height of the Riddle after landing because it's short before landing, so we don't have any time to do that. And we will go after the landing also through the cabin, so you can see the cabin as well. It's a really lovely model. So we will do all of these things after the landing because we're close to landing and we need to be prepared, right?
And just a note from my side about the engine ice, because we actually earlier discussed that there's avoid ice conditioning, and if you now go to the overhead panel, you'll see that for engine 4 the fault light never went off, because engine 4 is not running, but you still switch the switch on in order to complete your ECAM. That's at least my understanding, Stefan.
That's correct. And you can also check if you put on the wing anti-ice. So this couldn't be happening or couldn't be working because you have a fault light, as you see, because on the status page we learned in the ENOP system that we don't have wing anti-ice. So you can switch it off because it doesn't make sense. So you see the glide slope is already there. That looks pretty good.
It's pretty bright today here. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
and be aware, Rafi, be aware of the fact that you slow down in time.
yeah.
Just to be aware of the fact that we have to configure the aircraft with flaps early, and we have to do the gravity extension.
So if you want to activate the approach phase now,
Yes, good
Okay.
idea.
confirm approach phase is activated.
And on this aircraft, VFE for flaps 1 is 280, so you can already bring the slats out at this point.
Yeah, good point.
Flaps 1.
Let's be checked. Flaps 1.
And as mentioned, there can be slow, and they are slow, I would say.
So automatically when you when you switch on the the flaps, or when you set the flaps, the status page comes up again just as a reminder to check it again, but there are no new items, so we can remove the status page. So ATC clears it already for the eyeless approach. Yes, approach mode is armed, and you see the Cat 3 dual. We have autopilot 1+2 glide slope, blue logbook. Everything is in place.
Good. I need to prepare myself a little bit here in terms of my seating position, because otherwise it's gonna be a nightmare. But yeah, okay.
Everybody's looking on you now.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's always fun watching other streamers and think, okay, what they do, and if you stream yourself, it happens always then. So, I'm trying to be.
Okay, approaching 5,000.
Yes, checked.
If you have to do gravity extension, how much earlier would you do it, Stefan, than like your regular extension?
I would it really do early, because what you won't do is on the short final you go into the descent, maybe you have turbulences,
Flaps
whatever, do it as speed checked, flaps 2. So I would really do it really early. I think a
So,
good,
I mean, you could do it now.
yeah, we can do it now. Just wait for the speed is a little bit going down from the bobber pole, thrust descent. Okay, yeah, we can do it now. So open the status page.
Oh, sorry, I need to go there.
And there you have it. No? Max speed 250. We are below 220 right now. Landing gravity extension. Go down again. Down. So you have to open, and you have to remove the covers and put it down. What is really weird in this no, not the lever. The lever comes later on when you have the 3 greens. But anyway,
sorry.
you can
Yeah.
do it now. Yeah, you can do it now. It's no problem. But normally you really wait until the gear is down and the lever is still up, because there's another point when landing gear is down and the lever down. Anyway.
Okay, now it's down.
There it is.
And you can nicely see that the doors stay open in this case, right? Because there's no hydraulic to close them again.
That's correct. This is all perfectly modeled, and you see it on the wheel page. You see all the amber open, like
Sorry, yeah.
so.
Yeah.
You see the open gear doors already animated and shown on the wheel page as in real life. This is amazing.
Even on the front, right? So everything is like it should be.
So I think we have one more flap setting, or have we? Do
Yeah,
we have
flaps
already flap 3? As we checked.
2,500.
And do we arm the
Check.
slats? Yeah, they should be available, right? No. Yeah, they should be. Yeah.
The spoilers, you mean?
You mean the spoilers? Yeah, you
slats,
arm
yeah,
them.
of course,
Yep.
I arm the slats. Of course, spoilers. Yes, okay, spoilers armed.
Just have a look on the overhead panel if we have the landing light on, the takeoff light, and the runway turn-off light. Everything is on. We talked to ATC that we remain on the runway. We maintain the runway and put the aircraft to the stop, or do you would like to taxi to the
We can
apron?
taxi. I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be a very smooth landing.
Oh yeah, perfect. I like that.
Okay, so
I mean,
landing
that's a nice
checklist.
thing with the 346 has 2 hydraulic systems for the nose wheel steering, right? So that's
Yep.
a change to some other ones that only can run on a single single hydraulics.
Yep.
So here, despite having lost green, we still have nose wheel steering available.
Yeah, this is really nice feature because I had it in my life on the 320. I had it twice. We lost the fluid on the green hydraulic system, and I need to stay on the runway because we had no nose wheel steering. We needed to be towed away. It was, by the way, in Munich.
Landing checklist, please.
ECAM memo landing.
Landing
No
on blue.
blue.
Yeah, sorry. ECAM checklist.
Landing check is complete.
Yeah. Good. So we shut up ourselves a little bit. I will tune up the sound of the aircraft and enjoy the landing, I would say. Or do we have something to say before landing?
Well, there was just one question I saw about GPWS flap mode. That's a aircraft Airbus single AL thing only, so only A320 family. The on the 340, it's done via the MCDU, which we already did. So
Yep.
the GPWS takes the data from the MCDU. Yeah.
If you have a malfunction where you land with flap 2, then you have to switch the flap mode off. But not in this case. 1000 was checked. Stabilized.
Autopilot off. Catch 1. Do you fly? Do you flare earlier on high speed or later?
500.
Normally, when the autocaller at 40 comes, then
Okay.
you start the flare, but slightly, not really too
Okay.
much, and then
Land.
at 30 you pull back the throttles to idle and
300.
wait for the touchdown.
200. 100 above. 100. Minimum. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5,
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Spoilers, reverse screen.
Only on
So-
2 of the 4.
Manual braking. As planned, because we don't have any auto brake.
Now let's see the speed. We are on 100. $70 knots.
Checked.
We put the reverses in. Very nice. And I think you can take the next turn left.
Whew.
That was
To all-
perfect, Rafi.
Yeah, thank you. And
It
to
was
all
a
the
good
people
landing, yeah.
complaining, try it yourself.
No.
No, and I mean seriously, there's the one thing that I would like to put in as aircraft engineer. Aircraft of this size or any airliner is certified to land at maximum landing weight with 600 feet per minute touchdown rate, 10 feet per second.
Yeah.
So anything within maximum landing weight and less than 600 feet per minute, you won't need an inspection afterwards. So just throwing that out there. Those are the certification requirements for aircraft.
Very nice. This is an amazing aircraft. It's a real thing, really.
All right. So let's taxi straight to Lufthansa Technik, I guess, or we just use it. Choose one. I don't know where we go. Hang on. Let me check. This is not good to taxi over these bridges.
No, just
Scenery issue here.
what is this?
I
Yeah,
don't
just
know. So we are stuck on this side.
no problem.
We
Just
go to the de-icing pad to the right there, and we park them there, and we could showcase the aircraft to the end.
Yeah.
That's live streaming. We tested it before, everything was good. Now it's not good. I don't know where this comes from. Anyways,
okay, the taxiways are closed with concrete walls.
yes.
It's the famous German efficiency.
All right. So do we switch off the NTIs off now? Do we all the procedures now, or
Yes.
what is the plan?
Yes, switch it off.
Start the AP.
For the spoilers, you can disarm the spoilers,
That's
retract
all-
the flaps.
All done already.
Very nice. You're really quick.
All right. Do we touch anything on the gravity extension thing, whatever?
No. Just keep it like it is. No.
Okay.
Don't do anything because you have to reset. But this is all stuff of maintenance.
Yeah.
We can show it later on how it works in the sim. But
I have-
normally in real life, you don't do anything.
I have 2 seniors of Munich. That's the reason. Look. I have Lufthansa service Sky Chefs 2 times. So we have 1 time default Munich from Gaia Sim and 1 from SimWings. And this is a good performance proof. You can have 2 sceneries and the Aerosoft A340-600 Pro running, and you see no issues at all. So I mean, that was not supposed to be our planet, but anyways, yeah, it is working anyway.
Very good. So you can switch off the water radar in the predicted winter system. To
John?
burn the ground personnel. Thank you. And we can do the engine start selected to normal again.
Yeah. We do this back. So we just stop here on the de-icing pad. And then we're good to do the shutdown procedure, which is basically pushing 5,000 fuel pumps off.
But you were very fast. I saw how you switched on the 18 fuel pumps. This was amazing fast. So nobody's that fast in real life.
Okay. So parking brake set. So are you good to switching off the engines? I would say yes.
Yes, APU bleed on.
That's the case.
And the fuel pumps, just a short item, but it's also the system depth just to demonstrate. Go up to the overhead panel, Rafi, please.
Yeah.
And when you now see the fuel pumps, and when you switch it off from the left side, so main one and then standby, you see that a short fault light comes up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
On the standby? Because when you switch off the main, then the standby is running. So in normal life, we do it from right to left. So first the standby, then the main, just to
right.
not to overstress the standby pumps, because otherwise they would switch on and off several times a day. But this is just a demonstration. Even this is modeled in this aircraft, and this system is working perfectly as in real life. Unbelievable.
Okie dokie. So are you happy now with the aircraft state? A beacon lights on. This goes off. This goes off. Oops. Sorry.
Seatbelts off.
Yeah.
So the crowd can cheer you on your great landing.
Yeah. They survived.
Can you switch off crew oxygen?
No, sorry.
No, the crew
okay.
oxygen, you just do it on the securing the aircraft when you really cut
Oh,
it
really?
down.
Okay.
Engineers in the back piloting. Backseat piloting.
Yeah, sorry.
This is
Yeah,
good.
no
This is
problem,
absolutely
no.
perfect. Right now, you would switch on your handy and you get a call definitely from the company or from the maintenance. You can bet on that.
All right. Okay. Perfect. So let's go and look into the cabin. I mean, you have seen the aircraft is working basically as you're used from, let's say, other Airbus models out of the market. But of course here, that's what we want mentioned. And as you have heard Stefan, he's really happy about that, with systems which are really, 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 really good. Yeah? And if you have real pilots in the testing, like we had many of you guys, and you included Stefan, and you get them satisfied, that's always a good sign. So that's what we have here. That's a good thing. And I mean, it's the little things here and there, as you said, for example, with the sunshade, right? So if I take it, I leave it here, it comes back. But if I put it on the pin here, then it's saved like this. Next thing is, if I want to go out of the cockpit, it is locked. Why it's locked? Because it's locked. So if I unlock it, you can listen to that. You heard the bolt. Then you can open it, and then you can get out of the cockpit, and then you can go here to the cabin. We can open, of course, the doors. That's also done. Oops, sorry, through the EFB. So if we go here, where is it? Ground services, I guess. Yeah. If we open the first door, you can hear it. I need to be fast. Okay, it's already open. But anyways, yeah. So you see, open the door as it should be, right? But that's Munich 2 times. So we have 2 sceneries, and we can go a little bit through the cabin and showcase you a little bit the cabin. Basically, yeah, you have here the Lufthansa layout, which means you have a first class here at.
It really looks exactly in real life. This is amazing.
Okay. So for those who love enjoying wing views, as we had before shown, I mean, I can switch or jump there because then it's a little bit faster to the cabin. If I go here, I'll cheat it a little bit. I go through the through this box here because it was nice to use. But yeah, you can go even further down to the business class.
Economy.
Yeah, and then we go to
business.
There's still business. Yeah, there's a little bit.
Still business, yeah.
And then you have here economy class, and one little unique thing, I guess that's only Lufthansa related, but we have modeled it here, so you can experience that, of course, is the toilet in the cargo compartment.
Yeah. In the early days, there was a galley below deck, but they changed it to the toilet section. And what you also have down there is the crew rest compartment for the cabin.
Yeah. So we will see that in a few seconds. So you can go here. This is a very unique thing because you don't see that very often. Oh, I'm a little bit high. So no trolley parking, of course, makes sense, security reason. But yeah, here you have the toilets down there. No waiting on the stairs. And then you have, I don't know how many. I need to go to free camera because that's now blocked here anyway. But you have 1, 2, 3, a lot of toilets down there.
5.
5, okay. And the crew rest is, I will switch on to the drone view here, then we can go like into the toilet area. Hang on in a second. I will slow down a little bit the speed of the drone. So there we go. So now we are in the drone mode, so then we can go down here. Yeah, so it's a little bit off in the drone. So what you see here is the restroom area, and then you had what you said.
There on the right side, you see there's the door for the crew rest.
Exactly, yeah. So toilets are included, let's say this way, right? I guess that's more than enough because, as we said, we focus on this here, especially on the systems. So that's a cabin which is beautiful, and we love so much, very much, sorry. And I see that's even economy plus here because they have different windows here and different seats, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, didn't see that before. Okay, see a little difference between the chairs here. All right, okay. And yeah, the main focus, as we said, is on the systems of the aircraft itself, so the simulation. So that's where we focus on, and that's done very beautiful of the aircraft. So you wanted to have wing views, so we have 2 wing views here. We go back out of the drone mode. Let's see, go this one. So we have 1 wing view here, which is basically from
there you see the nozzle of the fuel jettison in the middle.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, exactly. That's what we used before. And then we have here also another wing view, which we used before on the flight, right? So I can tell you only that I'm flying the aircraft a lot, and I like it. It makes a lot of fun flying the aircraft. And it's a beautiful aircraft, and yeah, the good point is that still aircraft are operating this aircraft. There was a question if there will be European cargo livery. Yeah, there will be European cargo livery. A little bit more than that on a later point, without promising too much. But yeah, there is something on the horizon. So for those who fly or love to fly the aircraft as a cargo variant, there is something to come around. So this is good to hear. And yeah, but even without the cargo option, the aircraft is still operating mainly by Lufthansa, but there are some operators here and there who are using this aircraft still. And as far as we hear, it's probably going to be even next year flown a lot during different many airline configurations. So paint kit on release. Actually, I have no idea. That's a good question, but I know there is a paint kit because there are different painters on it. So I guess we can release that with the release. Yeah, we will let you know then. Just read and follow our announcement. That's, I guess, the most important thing, right? And yeah, I promised you one thing on the riddle. So the riddle is, we had like 3 riddles before. The first one was 1 letter. The second one was the second letter. And then we have more letters in the third one. These were 1 word. And today for the riddle is the second word. And the second word was published in the announcement yesterday. As I said, we have a date. So the word is what we are looking for, and the riddle is date. So first word plus this one. And then we don't have too much left in the riddle. So it's going to be very, very short and on a short notice or very, very, very soon where you get the last digits of the riddle. And yeah, I think it's obvious right now. So it's going to be very, very close to, let's call it, release date. Yeah, from my side, I'm happy with the stream today. We are perfectly aligned with the 2 hours goal we had. It's right now exactly 2 hours. Stefan and ToLiss, ToLiss, of course. Stefan and Torsten, sorry. Do you have anything to mention?
No, everything was really fine, and it was amazing, the demonstration of this really beautiful bird, especially with this great system depth, and it's really working like in real life. I really feel like doing it in real life. This is amazing.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry,
Yeah, from my side, it was great seeing the 2 of you fly this airplane together and just sitting there, basically like an audience member, and just mentioning some the occasional input here and there. No, it worked really well, and yeah, nice flight.
Okay, perfect. So I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, the flying together with you, Stefan, it was the first time basically we did it because we said we want to be authentic, so no preparation, and it went really well. So thank you very much, Stefan, for being our, let's say, from piloting-wise expert today. Thank you very much for taking your time and having 2 hours fun with us. So yeah, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Yeah, and also the same to Torsten. Thank you very much. Yeah, for making this cooperation available with Aerosoft together and ToLiss. We love it. We even shared a little bit. We can show that, and in the cockpit, a little. Let's say a little. How do you say? I don't know how to say, but yeah, a little hint here with the ToLiss mark, and on the captain's side with an Aerosoft logo. So you see that both of these, let's say, hard systems, whatever, 3D art is in the aircraft. So we want to give them people a little memory to see, hey, it's also the NDA of both worlds in it. So anyway, final question for you guys. I give you 30 seconds for the questions. And yeah, if you don't know what I was talking about with the riddle, just go on Discord, aerosoft.com, and then you will find on the Discord, just read in the flight news messages part, there you will get the news about the riddle. Price. Okay, price is usually very easy to say. We always mention the price during the release, so that means basically you will get the price during the release. But as we mentioned, I don't know if it was during the video or whatever, before presentations, we said it's going to be aligned within other, let's say, pro add-ons where you have on the market. So it's not going to be $150, but it's also not going to be $40. So I think if you sweep around the market, you have many beautiful developers out there, PMDG, TFDI, Phoenix, Iron Eyeballs, and all how they are called. And yeah, they are more or less all the same price range, and that's where we are also gonna end up. And that's, let's say, yeah, a thing where you can then, or you will get then the knowledge of if we release it. Yeah, we stick to the 600 variant first. and then we think, or we will see how we go on from there. So that's the thing. And yeah, the question not regarding the A340 now, but A330neo. As we said to you guys, we will come up with you with all the news about the next upcoming products regarding to the aircraft after the release of the A340. All right. So there were too many questions, but yeah, is this gonna be wing control compatible? We are in contact with different hardware manufacturers, and most of the time it also depends on them if they want to have it. But I guess this should be just a matter of a time. Release date. Okay. As I said in the beginning of the stream, there will be no release date announced today, but it's very, very soon. So you don't have to wait too much from now. Okay. So from my side, that's it. I say very much thank you again to Stefan and Torsten. Thank you for you guys spending 2 hours with us and yeah, having fun with us flying the aircraft today. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. The stream will be online, not after we close the stream, because we need to just reload it online, but it will be online like in 10 minutes from now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our show today. And yeah, we wish you all the best, and very, very looking forward to you experiencing soon the A340-600 Pro from Aerosoft. Thank you, take care, and bye-bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thanks, Rafi. Bye.